All right. So Phillies, for the first time in almost a month, lose a series. Ooh, this time, the St. Louis Cardinals, the second series that we've lost to them this year, or the second time that we've lost two of three to them. Um, and so overall, we've lost four of six games to the Cardinals. Um, really, really, you had to lose. We're going to lose a series at some point, but just how everything went. Um, had a couple of low scoring games. The first two. Um, some solid pitching performances from uh Matt Strom. Oh, pardon me, from Christopher Sanchez. Matt Strom blew the save. We had a good outing from Chris Sanchez that first game, but ultimately we lost that one 3-2. Just couldn't just didn't do enough offensively to be able um, to get guys home. A lot of people had some nice games, but ultimately it just wasn't enough, and a wasted effort by Christopher Sanchez. He went 6 innings, punched out eight. But Matt Strom, the aforementioned Matt Strom, gave up the deciding run there in the seventh inning. So, mm. No, it was a tough one. It was a tough loss because we played well enough defensively. It was a good pitching effort defensively to win the game, but offense just wasn't there to support. And the Cardinals came out with timely hitting there towards the end of the game to ultimately give them the victory. Second game, we lost, or pardon me, we won that one. Um, and I believe that was a Jesus Luzardo gem. Yes, it was Jesus Luzardo. Jesus Luzardo continues to be excellent, bouncing back from that struggle showing that he had against the Rays. 7 innings, punched out six. Again, very little offensively, but it was enough to win the game. We won that one 2-1, and even then, it was it was a struggle to get guys home. We had a couple of instances where we left men on the base. I think there was a situation where we had the bases loaded, or we had a man on second and third, first and second, first. We had at least two men on base on a number of occasions in that game, but we weren't able to get them home. But in the seventh inning, we found a way to bring people in. Bryce Harper showed up when we needed him to, um, and Trey Turner. Pardon me, Bryson Stott and Bryce Harper were really uh, the only two guys who put up for us offensively. So, um, those first two games were really about the pitching. We split that one. We split in um, a good outing by Sanchez, but we lost, and then followed up by an even better outing by Luzardo, and we won that game. So uh, defense and good pitching was really the story of those first two games, but pitching was also the story of the third game, and not for necessarily a good reason. Um, Aaron Nola took the mound in the game in the third game, which was second of a doubleheader because Tuesday's game got rained out. So Aaron Nola got the ball, and Aaron Nola he had been pitching a lot better than what he had been for the first several starts that he had to begin the season, but man, he uh he got it bad this game. He got it bad. And I think what makes it worse is that we had a 5-1 lead after the first inning. We had a 5-1 lead. So Aaron Nola was given a 4-run cushion to be able to uh you know start the game off. You score 5 runs in the first inning, you increase your chances to win the game significantly. And this time it wasn't the Rav fourth inning that did Nola in. It was the third inning. Aaron Nola did not make it. Well, no, I stand corrected. It was the fourth inning, but the third inning is really where it all spun out of control. Aaron Nola, he gave up 12 hits and gave up 9 earned runs, and he only struck out two. It was a horrible start. It was a horrible game from Aaron Nola. Definitely one of the worst games I've seen him pitch. Um, yeah, and it really just it didn't get any better from there. It didn't get any better from there. Um, Iwan Walker, Aaron Nola, he pitched so badly that we had to bring in other pitchers to last throughout the game. And Taiwan Walker, um, 3 innings in relief duty, gave up 2 runs. Carlos Hernandez didn't even go a full frame. He only went 2/3, gave up 2 runs, and it just seemed like when Aaron Nola played badly, the rest of the pitching staff, the rest of the relievers, they're not able to steady the ship, and it's a shame because this was one of our better offensive games. As I mentioned, we scored 5 in the first, and we only finished up with 7 runs scored. We had a couple of homers. Schwartz, JT, Alec Bohm show all showing signs offensively, but you score 7 games, you would think that you have a good chance to win, but when you give up 14 to the opponent, um, you know, you're not. I mean, you're just not going to win. 14-7 to lose a game like that, it looks like something that you would see at halftime of a football game. 14-7 is not a common score in baseball. So, um, yeah, it was just the story of the game. The story of the third game was pitching, but for all the wrong reasons. Neither pitcher performed very well. Sonny Gray, we tagged him up pretty good, but the Cardinals tagged our staff a little bit worse, or should I say a little bit better, depending on whose perspective you're looking at it from. So, uh, and I think that I was listening to the radio today, and they made a good point. I think that Aaron Nola, at this particular juncture in the season, he's not our he's not our number two. I think he's fallen down to the 4 or 5 slot. I think they really have to consider moving him down to uh, being our fourth pitcher in the rotation because he's been outperformed by Zach Wheeler, Christopher Sanchez, and Jesus Luzardo easily. I mean, 2 starts from each of those guys individually is better than all of Aaron Nola's starts collectively. And I like Aaron Nola. I think he's a good pitcher. I've seen him. This isn't like him. I've seen him play much better than this. But at this point, you know, he's it's fair to wonder what kind of outing he's going to have every time he takes the mound. You don't know what you're going to get, and that's that's his situation. He's got to continue to work through it, but I think he's got to be bumped down in the rotation because the other guys in the rotation are performing much better than he is. So it might be good to relegate him to fourth. I mean, he there's still a spot for him in the rotation, but um, the pecking order has kind of changed a little bit as far as I'm concerned. So, tough series loss. Um, you know, Cardinals they just have our number this year. We've lost both series to them, two of three, both times. So they got it. We got to put it behind us, move on, get ready for the next series. We open a 3 game series against Pittsburgh. They're a good. Well, I don't know what their story is. Let me see. Let me just check what their record is right in here. Uh, um, well, they've lost their last couple of series. They've lost to the Mets. They lost their series to the Mets. Um, oh, they beat the Pirates, or pardon me, they beat the Braves. But they were swept by the Cardinals. So I don't see what their record is. Hold on, let me just see here. Maybe I can. Sorry, I'm just trying to see. I gotta go through hoops to just to see some record. The Pirates are 15-29, so they're not good according to their record. They're not a good team, but you know the Phillies they will they will kind of series. This is the kind of instance that they would find a way to screw up for one reason or another. But we should be able to take care of the Pirates. They're not a good record. They're not a good team. Next 3 starts we got Ranger, Zach, and Sanchez going for us. So that looks to bode well in our favor. Um, Pittsburgh, they've given us a run for our money the last couple of years. I think the last couple of times that we play them, we split the series, um, and we draw their rookie phenom Paul Skinnis on Sunday. He's able to oppose, it. So should I would like to see a sweep. I think a sweep would do wonders for our psyche. As I said, it's all about winning series. Little setback here, but um, so let's try and go for the sweep to get ourselves back on the right track before we head back out on the road. So um, yeah, just just refocus, flush that Cardinal series out of our system, and get back on track against an inferior opponent, and let's get the good vibes going again. Let's get the good vibes that we've had for the last month or so. Let's get it back and you know refocus and get the get our team back in a good place again. Check back in after the series is over on Sunday and see where we're at.